Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here to demonstrate on it is a wrecked radiator, but a daughter had a problem with puncturing a hole in the core of a radiator and needed a temporary fix to keep it going. And we got to looking and couldn't find anything on YouTube or anywhere else that would show how to do a temporary repair if you're out in the middle of somewhere or something and you have a boo-boo and you need to get home. This hopefully will help some people out to get out of a little bit of a bind for a little while. I do stress this is temporary, unless you're in a derby. Okay, here, right here on this spot, you see these are the actual cooling fins that your antifreeze flows through. And actually, since this radiator's been in an accident and everything else, these are the actual fins that the antifreeze goes through. It travels from one side to the other. As it does, it cools it off. What I'm going to do is just give you guys an idea what to do here. What we're going to do is remove just they're the cooling fins, part of the cooling fins on the radiator. I'm just going to get them out of the way so I can actually get to the part that holds the liquid. I guess maybe I should have got this in the... Okay. And here's the other half that got bent in on this one. So what we're going to do is take it.
What kind of tool should you use for this?
This, that is a good point. A pair of needle nose pliers is great for working the material out of the way of the fin. I also got a pair of square nose pliers. The better the plier, the better the quality of the plier, the better it works. And for my tool challenged daughter, this is a pair of vice grips. And these I like because you can turn them down and get a really good clamp and a pinch with these, because you turn the knob until you get down to where they'll pop over. I'll show you that in just a minute. After I have successfully removed enough of the, sometimes you have to go whole hog and go all the way through, but on this one I don't think we're going to have to, especially for this demonstration. Okay, so now there's where the core is wounded, right there and right there. And I remove the stuff out of the way. I'm going to use, well, we'll start with these. But basically, you find where your radiator is leaking. You get a hold of that section of the core and you just pinch it. You pinch this side. And all you're doing is smashing it down so the fluid can't get through it.
Kind of like squeezing a straw in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have to smash the whole thing, don't. But if you have to, if it's a really extreme bad hole for some reason, you would finish taking all of this out of it. In one form or another, you might have to get a flathead screwdriver to help get that out of there. But then what you do, if it's really, really bad and you can't get it to quit leaking that way, you just roll it over. This is where the needle nose comes in better. Roll it over and back like that. Now you got it like that. You take these pinch it down. And voila. You just bent the straw in two, and it can no longer, I say, if you get a lot of pressure, it could spring it back open and start leaking a little bit. That's where the stop leak wouldn't hurt.
Can you talk about the black pepper?
Yeah. Black pepper is, and I had one mechanic tell me that's better stop leak than anything you can buy off the shelf. Just go get you a can of black pepper and put it in the radiator. Thing is, with most modern cars, they no longer have, this one's broke here, so they no longer have a way to fill them, or a radiator cap on the radiator anymore. They got the burp tanks back yonder. You're gonna have to take off the top radiator hose, pull it up, dump your stuff in there, and put your hose back on.
I think I read about 3 tablespoons of black pepper, or is it 3 teaspoons?
I'd do a little more than that. One of them smaller cans, I would even go, depending on the size of the leak, depending on the size of the radiator. This come out of a pickup because you can see it's a 2-core radiator, as it's called. Most cars just only have 1 core. They don't have 2. And the bigger the motor and stuff, the more cores you'll have to keep the...
So what does the black pepper do?
Black pepper goes in if it's leaking still a little bit here, and it just packs it off.
So it just kind of lands there?
Yeah, it just lands there, especially if it's...
kind of like a clot.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're making a clot on the inside radiator. And yeah, you don't want to overdo it, because then you're plugging up the rest of your system.
So how long can this fix last before someone needs to get a new radiator?
The sooner you can get a new radiator, the better. But as long as it's not leaking, it'll get you to town. Maybe a couple days to work until you can afford the new radiator. But it's something you don't want to live with, because eventually it will get bad. What I would suggest is, if it's the summertime, just to run water until you can get it fixed, instead of wasting money on antifreeze and all that.
So put water in instead of coolant?
Yeah, instead of coolant. Say it is just a temporary fix. So
what will that do to the air conditioning?
Won't do anything to the air conditioning. The air conditioner's a whole separate unit.
Oh, okay.
Won't have anything to do with it. That's why if you just use water, though, you don't want to do it forever, because it will start corroding the inside of your motor and stuff without the protection of the antifreeze. So, but economic-wise, if you need to get the next payday, just put water in it and then have the system flush and new radiator put in. There you go.
Okay.
That'll get you home.
Thank you.